Hey everybody, I'm Bren Brewer, your favorite tech trainer, and today we're comparing Command, Lofty, and Follow Up Boss. So I'm in Command. This is the dashboard here. You can see they all have the dashboard, but we're going to go through some topics like contact management, lead generation, automated follow-up and drip campaigns, task and activity management, communication and tracking, smart integrations, mobile access, and customizable dashboards and workflows. Now, I've only used these other two CRMs for about a month, and I've been using Command for over 5 years, so I know Command inside and out. Let's just get down to contacts. Command's contacts look like this. And I'm gonna blur this out. You're not gonna be able to see my contacts information, but this is what they look like. You've got to tag them, and there's no specific buckets for you to put these people in. If you want to track these people as far as hot leads and things of that nature, you've got to put it in an opportunity and put it through the pipeline. When it comes to contacts for Follow-Up Boss, kind of the same applies here. We've got all of our people, but we also have, your SOI, your quarterly calls. I made that one. You have your clients, you have leads that came in today, your daily leads, you have people that are closing, you have your hot leads, your nurture, which is monthly contacts, your stale leads, and your recently active. So with Follow Up Boss, you have these. It's going to stay in this little bucket until you call them, and then it clears that bucket out and it refreshes every day. I love that automation of these buckets, and it's super simple. Now you can click here to call or text these people straight on Follow Up Boss. You can do that with Command, but you have to have a third-party dialer installed. I actually have Google Voice, but it does not seem to sync up with Command. That is super difficult for me to use. But then also here, if I were to call this person, I just click and it will call. Let me show you how that calls. So from Follow Up Boss, you come in here, it calls, and you can.
Hi, I'm a Google virtual calling assistant recording this call for the person you're trying to reach. Can you say what you're calling about?
Hey, this is Bren. I'm recording a video and I called you as a test subject. So thanks for answering. Hey, Josh, I'm filming a Command versus Follow Up Boss versus Lofty video, and I just wanted to demonstrate the AI that's in here. So I needed you to talk to me for a minute.
Oh, okay. How's that going?
Going good, thank you. But anyway, can you tell me what you like, what you don't like about houses? How, if you were to buy a house, what type of house would you buy?
I'd like a house that has a roof and preferably a foundation and hopefully it's level. Maybe a
Well,
couple of bathrooms, bedroom.
I love it. What area are you looking in?
Preferably in Texas, definitely west of the Louisiana border and south from Oklahoma.
Got it. So what's your price range?
Anywhere from $3,000 to 700,000.
Got it. Have you talked to a lender, or are you going to pay cash? Have you decided how you're going to work that out?
I'm just gonna looking for owner finance.
Oh, great. That's a great option. So let me work on finding you some options and I will get back to you.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Thank you for your time. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye. So you can see I just hung up the call. It's going to generate a transcript and summary for me. And it's also going to, you can see here where we talked, it did the summary, it's gonna have a transcript, but then below that, it's gonna give you some suggested tasks. So what you should do next with this person. So the AI call recording and transcripting and the summary and suggested tasks are amazing, because when you have these suggested tasks, you can just click the plus button and put a task on your task list that you might need to do. Love that feature. When that generates, we'll come back. Same thing with Lofty. I feel like the contacts and the calling are light years ahead of Command with these two, but it does the same thing. It calls, it records the call, and then you have it recorded here in the contact record. One thing I will say about Lofty is that it has an AI assistant, and let me enable this for you so you can see it. I want my AI assistant to schedule an appointment with this lead. So I'm going to click schedule an appointment, and then you can see here it says the AI assistant is trying to schedule an appointment review here. I'm going to click it and it says, "Hey Josh, I'm Anna, Bren Brewer's assistant with Keller Williams Professionals. I noticed you have been searching properties on our website and I wanted to make sure the search was going well. Would a quick 5-minute phone call be helpful for you?" So as far as that, I didn't have to go write the text message. I didn't have to put it in a smart plan. I didn't have to do anything. The AI assistant just knows what to do. So I can set that and forget it until she makes my appointment. That's pretty much the contact management. So the lead and the database. That's the contacts, the database, the segmentation, the tagging, that kind of thing. And Command is very tag heavy. You have to tag things to be able to filter. As far as Lofty and Follow Up Boss go, it is very status heavy, where you put where you are in the relationship and you have buckets that you call through. Same thing with Lofty. Let me go back to my people. You have these new leads, attempting contact, nurturing, warm, hot, appointment set. And then I created some of my own. So this would be rep agreement signed, showing, pending, closed. And then of course I have my SOI, my bad leads, my do not contact agents, and using another agent or working with another agent. So these are very relationship status based on how far you are in this pipeline with them as far as the contacts go. Now, as far as lead generation goes, Command, you can run Facebook ads, you can send people to landing pages and things of that nature. There is a website here. Lofty also has a website. Follow Up Boss does not have a website, so you do have to schedule some kind of, you have to pair Follow Up Boss with some kind of external third-party website platform. So let's compare the websites here. This is Command's website, and we're going to disinclude Follow Up Boss because it doesn't have a website. So this is my Keller Williams website. It's got a search feature. It's hooked to the KWLS. It has everything here. It's got my testimonials and my blog, things of that nature, and it's got information about me. Now, if we check out my own domain, which is mybrenbrewer.com, that I hooked to Lofty, we have pretty much the same thing. We have areas though that we can put on here. We have listings from my current brokerage. We have our agents. We also have reviews or testimonials, and then I can also put a blog on here. Very similar. It is yet to be seen how these two websites are going to perform differently or not. And I'm also going to do a follow-up video to this on running the Facebook ads out of both, because Lofty has Facebook ads we can run and so does Command. I'm going to run those and I'm going to test them and I'm going to show you what happens with doing that. So stay tuned for that in a future video. Pipelines. So transactions. Here we go. You can see this is your pipeline. You have your pre-listing, your active listing, your under contract, your pending, and closed. Lofty also connects to DocuSign or .loop, just like Command connects to DocuSign or .loop. I would say the only thing a little bit different here is this is what my pipeline looks like in Command. I'm really used to seeing all of my stuff, like my listings, my buyers, and my leases all on one. And whereas here I have to either click all or click on each particular pipeline. It's a little bit of taking some getting used to, but it works pretty much the same, just that the document checklist is not in Lofty. Follow Up Boss does have a deals tab, which is pretty much the same thing, and you can customize any of these to your whim. So I would say Command, Follow Up Boss, and Lofty, all three have the opportunities and the pipelines. One thing I can say about Lofty using it is that when you are setting up a transaction, here they have an actual offer link that you can create, and you can send people to this link to submit offers and they will come into your CRM. Command does not have that, and as far as I know, Follow Up Boss does not have that either. So that's 1 point for Lofty in that direction. The automated follow-up and drip campaigns. I used Follow Up Boss for some drip campaigns, and let's go there real quick. They have what's called action plans, where Command has smart plans, and their action plans, they actually have a library just like Command has a library, and they have a bunch for buyer leads and closing, and these are the actual Follow Up Boss, which would be equivalent to the KW authored smart plans. So if you click on that, you can see the smart plan going out. It has merge fields just in there as well. email. The only thing I will say about Follow Up Boss is it will only let you send one automated text message at the beginning of the action plan workflow. After that, it's all manual texting. When you're creating an action plan, if you're creating a task that's like the type is a text message, there's nowhere for you to type the actual text message in that you want to send. So you have to add another step that is a note and put the text message in that you want. So one text message step, even though it's a manual text message, takes 2 steps in one of their smart plans. Whereas command, you just put the text in and it will go through Twilio if you want it to, or there's a description on the manual text smart plan where, let me show you guys. Over to smart plans, if I click edit on this smart plan, there is a send text option, and then you can put in what the text is. If you edit it and send a text task, it's still there for you to put what the task is. This will go to my task list. I can copy and paste it into a text message on my phone and send it, or I can send it automated throughout the smart plan. Follow Up Boss does not let you do that. Now, if we go to Lofty and we go to their smart plans, they have all kinds of smart plans. You can auto apply them. You don't have to have a tag or a trigger. You just turn on auto apply, and that's going to be if you mark people as sellers, buyers. This is called Seller Response AI, and this was written by Lofty, and it's just an auto email that goes out, says, hi, I'm reaching out to see if you need assistance. If you're in no rush to sell, just keep me posted. And then another auto email goes out next week, and then an auto text goes out, and then an auto email, and an auto email, and an auto email. So that's just a no response with AI in there. And so those are all those. Then there's also a ton of smart plans for like a buyer lead. I have this on one, and the open rate is 50% on this. So let's see, this buyer lead has agent. So if someone has an agent, just kind of following up with them to see if they're happy or if they actually went ahead with that agent. And then buyer needs financing. There's all kinds of smart plans already in here that were written by Lofty for the types of situations that we would see. I haven't used many of these smart plans yet, but I will say, since we're talking about smart plans, Lofty has in it some automations that are a little bit different than what we have in Command, and that's going to be under their engagement tab. So they don't call these smart plans like we do in Command, and one of those is going to be like the monthly neighborhood nurture. That is called a market snapshot. This would be their personalized property searches. This is what the email looks like, and it sends it from my IDX enabled website. Let's see, it also shows you how many properties he viewed. And then I can also send a home value update. This is going to tell your sellers that their monthly home report is now available. It gives them an estimated value and what their net worth of their home is. Isn't that crazy? This is a really powerful email. The only caveat to this is you only get certain amount, and then you have to pay extra to be able to send out these home value updates. This would be equivalent for the monthly neighborhood nurture inside of Command, but you don't have to use a smart plan. You just set up an engagement category under their contact record, and I can do market reports, snapshots, or property alerts, or home reports. Follow Up Boss does not have anything like this at all. Follow Up Boss does not connect to a website, so if you wanted to send something like a monthly neighborhood nurture, you would have to connect a third-party option. As far as right out the box, there is no monthly neighborhood nurture style email in their action plans. Task and activity management, they all have a task list. It's got your today's tasks. You can click around and let's see, overdue, here's my task. I can click finish and my tasks are done. Future tasks, I have nothing in here right now, but you can just add them from a contact record. Let me go into this one real quick, and then on the right hand side here, I'll add a task. Just a testing task. Super easy. You put in what you want it to do, follow up, and click create. The task is on their contact record. It's also in your task list. You can also set up appointments, put in your appointments with this person. You can add your files and documents. You can add deals. You can add collaborators. You can add action plans and activity. You can also, this also syncs with AM cards. So you can also send people in your database on Follow Up Boss an AM card. And it also syncs really well with Zillow, as they are a Zillow owned company. Now in Command tasks, let's go over to a contact. If I wanted to add a task for this person, I would just click on task, click create task, enter that information, the date, and then click create. So it's very similar there. Lofty is the same way. If I want to create a task, I would just want to make sure that I'm on this person's contact record. I just click the plus button where the tasks are. I write in here what I want it to say, and then I will click on the type of follow-up it is and when I want to do it and click save. It's going to give me a task right here on my task list. It's also in the calendar under tasks and not just in a task area. So you can see I have a bunch of tasks coming here. I can just come here and mark them done when I've done them. It's got your overdue and your finished. So that's the tasks. Now, as far as analytics and reporting goes, since I'm already in Lofty, let me just go into reporting now. You can see here, because you can call from Lofty, I've been making a couple of phone calls in here today, and you can see how many new leads I had, how many calls I made, how many emails I've sent, and how many text messages I've sent. And if you have multiple users inside Lofty, you can see who's doing what and what their contact rate is. It does have a lot of cool reporting. It's got agent accountability, it's got email accountability. Give it a second, it's going to update. And then you have a summary for your entire business. I don't have any transactions put in here yet, so it's not showing me anything, but already I am loving the reporting that is inside of Lofty. With Command, we don't have a lot of good reports. I mean, literally, this is not correct. It's not pulling anything right. And then this would be my goals report. So that's new. And then my opportunities report and my database report. So you can see how many records I have, my health score, my number of contacts, that kind of thing. But then you also have your activity, which you can see your lead routing, your emails, who's opened, your texts, and your calls. You can see the reports are lacking here. Now in Follow Up Boss, if you click on reporting, you can see how many calls people have been making. You can see lead sources. You can see properties. I think Follow Up Boss has a leg up on the reporting over Command and Lofty. Follow Up Boss is quick and it's clean. Lofty is also quick, maybe not so clean, but it is quick. Command is lacking on the reporting. That's all I would say. Email integration, all three, Command, Lofty, and Follow Up Boss, all three link up to Gmail. One thing I really like about Lofty is that I can connect multiple domains. I can use one domain as my primary email and a second domain as my marketing email. So all of my marketing emails go out from a different email address than my actual email address. And I really, really, really like that. Follow Up Boss does not have that feature. Command does have that feature. They send all the marketing emails out of Command from an agent mailer at kw.com. So it's not bulk emailing people from your primary email address. That is a feature I love, and only Command and Lofty have that. Follow Up Boss does not. All three have mobile apps. We have the Command mobile app. You know how to use that. It's super user friendly. You have your notifications, you have your contacts, your tasks, your notifications. I think the Command app is very advanced for what features we do have in Command. I think it's super advanced. Follow Up Boss, super easy to sign in. What I don't like about it is it's got some weird notifications about 20% off sneaker brands. I don't know why I got that. Maybe somebody emailed me into my Follow Up Boss account. I'm not sure. But you can see your inbox. You can see your assigned things in your inbox today, anything that you've closed. You can see your contacts, your recent contacts. You can see what's on your calendar coming up. You can see any people that are on these are your smart lists. So it's kind of like the smart views in Command. So you have all of those, and then you can see your deals. Very, very similar to Command. I would say that the apps are probably very similar. The only thing that is different is you can call from the app in Follow Up Boss and it will record your call. Command does not have that. So that's one feature it's lacking. The same thing with Lofty, super similar. You have your chats that are going on, you have your people, you have your listings, discover listings, you have my listings, you have your transactions, you have your calendar, and then you can even do more stuff in here like see your dashboard. They have a social studio. There's just so many features. I haven't gotten out of Command in 5 years. I didn't know really what was out there, and what is out there is pretty awesome. Also in Lofty, you can click and call, and the call will be recorded and put in their timeline on their contact record. Team collaboration and tools. All three, Command, Follow Up Boss, and Lofty, support team usage. In Lofty, I can have multiple users. I could even have my own brokerage and offer this to the agents at my brokerage if I wanted to. It's super scalable. Follow Up Boss is the same way. You can have multiple users here. It does cost a little bit more per user on all platforms. Command is a step up for that. It does not cost extra for extra team members. So you can see here I have my own account and then I also have a team account, and Command does not charge for extra team members to use Command. It's all just that one monthly fee. Customizable dashboards. So Command, of course, has a customizable dashboard here. You can see the customize button in the top right. You can see the tasks and things here. You can click customize and you can change all this up. You can move it around. You can turn it on and off. As far as Follow Up Boss goes, this is the dashboard. It's not customizable that I can tell, but it does have a lot of information on it, like new leads, contact attempts, speed to action, appointments next 30 days, and deals next 30 days. And then it's got your people with recent activity. Now Lofty, let's go to Lofty. So it tells you about marketing mastery sessions. So everybody's got classes. So Lofty, Follow Up Boss, and Command, everybody's got classes. But you can see your new leads, your opportunities, your tasks, and your business goals. You can see smart listings. So there's smart listing tools to boost listings that they have inside. So that's pretty cool. You can see the today's hot listings, smart plan emails. So no emails were sent yesterday. It gives you suggestions of what to apply, property alerts that you've set up, and then just some other stuff in here as well. So you can see I've used 35 emails this month. Let's talk about pricing. Command is only available to Keller Williams agents. It's paid for through our monthly agent bill. Last I checked, it was $50 a month for Command, which I think this is a $50 software. It really is a $50 software per month. Follow Up Boss, it is $58 per user per month. And if you would like to be able to call out of Follow Up Boss, that's an extra $38. Under $100, you can have a dialer inside of Follow Up Boss. Now, one caveat to that is I made 20 calls in a row one day and I got kicked out of their system. So this is one of the reasons I am not keeping Follow Up Boss. They do have a free trial if you want to try it. Go for it if you think you might like it. Lofty, it does not have pricing on their website. You have to call and get a demo to get pricing. My price was $2.99 a month, and that included 3 users and unlimited calling. With that comes the website, the IDX, all kinds of market reports and things like that. And I have all the smart plans, the Anna AI assistant, that's all included as well. One thing I do not like about Lofty is they do make you sign up for this A2P 10 DLC compliance. So you need to get compliant with your calls and your text messaging. And so they make you sign up for this. It's a system that allows businesses to send application to person text messaging. And so you do have to pay for this. If it gets denied, you have to pay for it again. It's like $40 every time you do it. So I did it twice. Hopefully the second time it's going to take, and I'll let you know. Their pricing is not available, so it's different for everybody based on your needs. I would say back to lead generation, KW focuses on Sphere, 36 touches, running some Facebook campaigns. Other than that, there's not a lot of lead generation inside of Command that you can do. Lofty kind of excels with the IDX websites and the landing pages. And with Command, I don't think that's as easy or as straightforward to do on your own. Follow Up Boss doesn't really have any lead generation. You really have to go and generate your own leads and put them into Follow Up Boss. So they connect with Zillow, they connect with every lead generation channel out there. So it's more of I'm going to put my leads in here and follow up with them here. It is what it is. It is a Follow Up Boss. It is a machine. I would say as far as customization goes, the most customizable that I'm using right now is Lofty. Command, you have to adhere to what KW has inside of Command. Follow Up Boss, there's not a lot of customization to this either unless you want to customize a smart plan or things of that nature. So Command is for only KW agents. Lofty is pretty much for any real estate agent. If you're seeking an all-in-one CRM solution, kind of like Command is, but on a different scale, then Lofty might be for you. Follow Up Boss is pretty much aimed at agents and teams that are focused on optimizing their follow up. So if you're just focused on follow up, then Follow Up Boss might be your thing. The one thing I did like about Follow Up Boss is that it pulled leads and people out of my email without me having to add them to Follow Up Boss. I didn't have to connect a third party integration. If I got a note saying a new lead, it was already in my Follow Up Boss and it was there quickly. Command, I have to zap my new leads into Command or manually input them or import a spreadsheet, but Follow Up Boss literally combs the internet looking for information about in your email and about people. Another thing I liked about Follow Up Boss, speaking of the people, is that it's gonna pull background information off the internet from them and put stuff here if it can find it. This is my husband. He doesn't have hardly any socials, so it didn't pull it up, but I've seen where other people, it adds their information here, their age, pulling it all from whatever it can get online. Or from their Zillow profile, probably because they are owned by Zillow. But Lofty, I've seen do the same exact thing with the people. It integrates everywhere. It pulls my leads from everywhere. I can also zap into Lofty and you can see here, it gives me a lead score. That's another thing. He's got a valid email, valid phone. We've got active communication, and that lead score goes up as you communicate or get more information about each other. But there's also information about the person as well. It'll give you social information if it can find it and all of that nature. So that's also in here too. Mobile apps, the only thing I can say on both mobile apps, Lofty and Follow Up Boss, that you can call, the call is recorded, and Command is not. So it's lacking a little bit there, but all in all, Command, with it being a $50 a month software, it does what it does. If you're willing to pay a little bit more, you can get Follow Up Boss, and for $100 a month, Follow Up Boss does a little bit more, but it doesn't have the website. So with that being said, I think Command is a little bit better deal than Follow Up Boss. And then Lofty, it's an all-in-one package like Command, and it does so much more. For me, definitely worth the price right now. I'm gonna see after a couple months. So that's my Follow Up Boss versus Lofty versus Command. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you tried any of these, and let me know what you think or what your favorite feature is. I'll see you next time.